So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So, once we get connected to the network, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take a few minutes for ourselves to understand how this meditation will help for us to develop our tranquility state and how it will help us to develop our wisdom and also as ordinary people in day-to-day life, how we can use this wisdom. Because when it comes to wisdom, it is not something you gain in somewhere. It's the moment-by-moment process, and out of your bodily, verbally, mentally actions, you have to bring it out. And you are the one who need to get the benefit out of it in the very first level. And it is a kind of like a bringing inner transformation. And at the same time, when it happens that way, the other people are going to get the benefit out of it. So you are understanding, when you become very clear with your own inner understanding, you can see it. You are the one who going to change yourself, and you are the one who going to get the benefit out of it. So it's not going to happen somewhere. It happens all the time, moment by moment, moment by moment. And it is not going to affect only for a certain area of your life. It's going to go to entire your life. So when it comes to mind, the mind is not located in somewhere or kind of like something separately exists itself. So the mind is the very result of your life. And the mind is the very result of your body. And also the body is the result of your mind. So then when you experience something, you have to know that experience happened result of that everything around you. So you can't separate it, even though that only practice point of view, we categorize things, but there's nothing exist separately, independently itself. So anything is a part of everything. That's the bottom line. So when it comes to your own understanding, that understanding is the result of your own life. So otherwise, you are not separate from your mind or the understanding, and your understanding is not separate from your life or your body. So then when it comes to your life, then itself, you are also not an independent entity exists itself. So when it comes to you, that you have a family, society, and you belong to some kind of culture, tradition, country, world, in a certain kind of universal pattern. So you are just a part of that whole. So when it comes to that understanding, so deeply, that is where you can gain that you can have the gratitude. So today, when it comes to our meditation, one of the important things that you have to know with the practice, you have to develop as a foundation gratitude and the being patient. So today we are going to talk about that little bit. So then always when it comes to sitting, and appreciate that out of billions peoples, and you have this opportunity today to sit like this and settle down yourself and experience this moment. And even in your life, if you look back just 1 year, there were many situations you went through that you had no time to sit for a moment. And it interfered with something else. Somebody or something interfere with your life and you have no options. You had no chance to escape from that. But today, you have this opportunity to sit like this. So appreciate it. Pay your gratitude to this moment. And that will help you to get the best out of the moment. Because if you don't know the value of this moment, and sometimes you spend it kind of like the same way like the time. But this is not like that. This is a very important moment that you're experiencing within yourself. Even when it comes to your own mind, and we don't have no guarantee about our next moment. We don't know what will happen. And even we don't know that when we can practice like this again anymore. So maybe tomorrow we're going to be busy. Even though this is ongoing meditation session, we don't know what will happen tomorrow. And we have to go somewhere, we have to interfere with something, and maybe sometimes even our mind can change. We have not right kind of, the mindset or the thoughts to practice like this. But today, you have this everything. It's a kind of like $1 billion opportunity that you have, because this moment that you have, you experience, you can't get spending money. Even though that you accumulate all the wealth in the world, you can't get this moment, but you have it. So then in the very first level, you have to pay that. You have to appreciate that. And you have to pay your gratitude to the moment that you experience. And overall, another thing is, when you into practice, as our primary mental object, we take our inhalation, exhalation. So the primary mental object means that you find a place to work. That's the very basic interpretation. You just find a place to work. So you can get it as a sensation. Even you can observe your whole body. You can observe the thoughts. So kind of like that. So whatever that exists in the present moment, you can take anything as a primary mental object. But the breathing is a very well-known meditation object, and it is available for you, and each and everyone very easily can experience it, and there is no doubt out of the primary mental object. So even though we practice like this, by the time you have to have a progress within yourself to remember anytime and anywhere with any mental object. If you can practice getting to tranquility state, that is a good result that you gain. So then don't be very limited to the time or the mental object or the technique that you practice. So when it comes to tranquility state, it's kind of like a deeper level. On the surface level, our mind go here and there, but in the deeper level, there is a way that you can tranquilize, you can calm down, you can bring your mind to one place. And even though we have this on the surface level, we have very disturbed, very busy, turbulence experience. Underneath this, there is a very undisturbed tranquility state. So in the very first level, you have to reach to that. So it's another way, kind of like there's a flow that happens. There's a flow that you can get into to have this undisturbed awareness. And once you have it, it's another way we call it samadhi, or the one-pointness, or the tranquility state. So even though you get into that, you have to remember to go beyond that. In the very first level, they remain just know on the surface level, we have very busy, flowless mind, and with the practice, we come to the flow or the tranquility state. And after that, you have to have ability to break down that flow. So that is another way, it's called the vipassana. For that, you have to have very sharp, very clear mind and critical, analytical mind to do that. But before you come to that tranquility state, sometimes you can't do it. So that's why this is a process that you have to practice little by little. So when you go in that level, the very background that you work is very important. So that's why that in the very first level, we build up a very good solid foundation with the gratitude. And because it maximizes your energy and the effort. And the gratitude, and when it comes to that, and sometimes even in the very basic level, that we are very limited to our duties with the family. So we are, as human beings, we are very kind of like a family oriented, the people, our society, we build up around our family with my husband, my wife, my children, my parents, my brothers, sisters, my relatives. So it's kind of like, we do all the good things with the family sometimes. But when it comes to the gratitude, in this very level, you have what you need to understand. This is a more deeper way that you have to understand, and you have to see beyond these layers, beyond your family background, your culture, your environment, and deeply, we all are interconnected. And it is not only the human beings, that all this nature, environment, this everything interconnected. So when it comes to gratitude, remember that you have to go beyond that family line, your comfort zone, and to be open and accept this everything as a part of you. Sometimes it is very difficult. It's make us very uncomfortable. So that's why we have to be patient. Because being patient is another thing that when you practice, it is very necessary for you, even in the very conventional life. And before we get into tranquility state, once you have the tranquility state, as a result of that, you gain some kind of wisdom and you become mature to be being patient. But before that, even in this conventional life, the one of the quality that you have to develop, being patient. So with the sitting, with the practice, you have to have some kind of effort and the wisdom to maintain and see things not separately, as a kind of like a with the very moment of experience. So for that, I'll bring a simple example with the very famous Zen story. So the very poor, that the poor farmer and the horse. So in a village, there was a poor farmer, and he had a horse, and with the young boy. So he used to maintain his life very carefully. So this horse also not that much, the strong, and a young horse, it also kind of like very old. But one day what happens? This horse disappeared. And the farmer went around the village and he couldn't find it. So then everybody in the evening came to his house and told, "Oh, we are very sorry that you had this or your horse and you just, lost the only horse that you have." So the farmer said, it's okay, it's okay. He was not worried that much. Even though he lost the horse, he was not worried about it. But the whole village was so worried. So then what happened after, one day, this horse came with many bunch of horses, many other horses from the forest. And now this farmer had many horses, and all the village people saw this, and suddenly everybody came and appreciated, "Oh, you see, look how lucky you are." So you had only one horse, but now you have many. Oh, now suddenly you become very rich. The farmer tell, it's okay. Just, it's nothing special with it. So then what happened now, these many horses came, that's a young boy, start to, play with these wild horses. So what happened? He fell down from the horse and he broke his leg. This young boy, this is the only, child that he had. So then the village people again came in the evening and sympathized. Oh, look how bad it is. How unlucky you are because you had this son. Now he broke his leg. What to do? You become now helpless. We are very sorry. The farmer told, it's okay. So then what happened? Within few days, the wars start. So the king demand for all the young people need to go to the war. So the soldiers came to village and took all the young people. And then what happened? This guy, this boy, broke his leg. So the soldiers left him. You stay home because with this broken leg, you can't go and, fight with the other countries. So then the whole village, the young people went to the war. This guy stayed home. So then in the evening, all the village people came and told, look how lucky you are. All our children went to the war and now your son, with you. So out of this story, what we need to understand, sometimes when a situation comes, when things going, up or down, sometimes we hold it to that and we think, oh, this happened to me, this is going to be the end of my life and everything bad, why it happened to me like this way and why me, So like that, we always, struggle with the situation. We get depressed, sad, worried, disappointed, angry, and comparison, this everything happens. But after few days, after few weeks, after few months, when the situations change, that bad situations transform and take us to kind of like a completely different environment, different situation. And from this point, we can't see that. But when the situations have, when this very moment, when we experience that turbulence, that bad situation, we hold it, oh, this is very bad. So that's why you have to be patient in your life. When situations happens, when things go up and down, learn to see it as a part of life. Don't separate it from your life. Take it as a part of your life. And that event is a process for something you may not going to see today. So like that, when it comes to meditation, maybe in the moment, in a certain level, you feel so comfortable, relaxed, your mind so calm, and then in another moment, the very next moment, mind becomes so busy, your body becomes so tight, and you have the discomfort. And then in that very moment, you hold it to that and think, oh, this is so hard, difficult. So like that, you compare it. But it's not going to be forever like that. Maybe if you are capable to handle that and be with that, being patient with the very moment, the very next moment, it brings the comfort and it will take you a little bit more deeper to your tranquility state. So like that, when you practice again and again and again, within your own mind, within your own behavior. What happens by the time the understanding that you have regarding your life going to change. So that is where you become matured. And then when with these outside situations, and you're not going to be so worried, disappointed, sad, and you start to build up overall in a kind of like you can see in larger scale that how things interconnected. So then you're not going to take things separately and hold it to. And then out of that, what will happen? You will get out of this self-centered, egocentric mindset. And you start to experience the life itself, not part of life. So this is the wisdom that little by little, we have to build up. So it sometimes it takes time, because the very reason we used to learn how to use the thoughts, not our experience. We used to go with our intellectual collective understanding, not with our experience and not our deeper wisdom that we have within us. So get out of that and brush up yourself, bring the sharpness to yourself, to work within your own mind. Sometimes it takes time. So that's why this practice, little by little, will give that opportunity for you. It opens your mind to that space. So when you come to practice, if you have this understanding behind you, so what will happen when the practice becomes sometimes hard, difficult, and when your resistance that happen inside you, that inside that wisdom start to guide you little by little. So that's where you become your own master. And sometimes you have to change your own point of view regarding your own practice. But when that situation comes, you need some kind of wisdom to take that decision. So that's why we bring this kind of examples, this kind of explanations from different angle and in different ways, because sometimes in some place you can understand some teachings and you can apply it to your own practice. So even though you hear this, when you apply it, it's going to become a different kind of wisdom. So that you have to develop by using it. It's not going to, just because of you heard, it's not going to work for you. So that is where that your awareness needs to be sharp and clear, and you have to build up some kind of clarity within your own inner practice, because without that you can't use it. So if it doesn't matter whatever the wisdom you have, if you can't apply it to your own inner practice, it is useless. So that's why every day when you come to sitting, so yourself brush up and bring the progress, development to yourself, little by little. And you can use it in many ways, and you can use it in many methods. So don't bound to one thing. But somehow you have to have the discipline to keep the practice and gain the progress out of the technique. Not just by thinking and going away from the practice. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. So your right palm on your left, neck it straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself. And say Swapateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Just settle down with the sensation of inhalation and exhalations. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, the stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. So expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata me sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanu dhamma patipatiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipatiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjisami idamme punya kammang asavakaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.